Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another edition of our DBate series. And today we're going to be talking about something pretty serious that goes along with everything Dragon Ball, and that is who out of the main three characters that we saw throughout the entire series of Dragon Ball, be it 18, Goku, or Oob, actually took the best dive against Hercule Satan. And we've seen it happen 3 times, and we're going to have 3 great YouTubers actually argue their points about who actually took that best dive and introducing them one at a time. First, I'm joined by another person that you saw really recently on my channel. It's Amber, or Canadian Gamer Girl. You want to say hi, Amber, and tell people who you're fighting for.
Hey guys, what's up? So glad to be here, and my character is going to be 18.
Awesome. Dimzy. We have Dimzy's Domain. You want to actually tell everyone who you're fighting for, man?
Jamie Oliver!
Hello everyone, I'm fighting for... Not Jamie Oliver, I'm fighting for none other than Goku versus Mr. Satan in Dragon Ball Super.
And last, but certainly not least, we have World King Kanji. Kanji, do you want to tell everyone who you're fighting for?
I am fighting for Oob / Majin Buu because, obviously, and that's the video, guys.
Exactly, that's everything, guys, that's everything. But actually, getting into this fight, alright. So what I'm going to do, honestly, usually with these series, I'm going to be kind of a moderator, I'm going to ask questions, and I might kind of come in every now and then, but basically I'm just going to get this thing started for the most part, and I'm just going to let these guys argue their points, and they're going to be kind of talking about kind of character motivations and what it meant for both Mr. Satan and their character, and then basically at the very end of the day, they're going to make their points, and you guys are in the comment section are going to go down below, and you're going to actually tell everyone who you think actually won the debate, who you think took the best dive against Hercule Satan. And just so we're clear, if you think 18 won, I want you to hashtag gold digger. If Goku won, I want you to. If you think Goku won, I want you to hashtag adulterer. And if you think Oob won, I want you to hashtag papaya man.
Hey, don't laugh.
It's difficult to spell, man.
It's a very serious name.
Anyway, guys, we're gonna try to be serious. Anyway, so starting this off, I'm gonna throw it over to. Sorry, Kanji, I'm going to throw it over to you to start off. You're going to make your first case, and then if anyone has anything to say, just basically chime in after that.
Okay. I'm ready. Oob, you know what? Oob wouldn't worry. I'm not going to worry. Boo wouldn't worry. I'm not going to worry. You guys can stop laughing right now because you fucking know I'm going to win this.
Let's see, go on.
Yeah, bring it on, bitch. Come on.
Okay, I'll lead you in. So when it comes to Oob versus Mr. Satan, there's obviously a whole lot of history there. But what is it in terms of Oob taking that dive during the 31st World Tournament in GT kind of really propels Oob? Why does he do it? What does Mr. Satan gain from it? And what does Oob gain from it?
Well, I think the main thing that happens out of all of this, the dive aside, the main thing that happened from all of this was Mr. Satan lost less hair. Because if you look at some of the later footage, Mr. Satan he's really balding, and that's because he was really stressed because he knew that he was probably going to be overthrown by somebody someday. But Majin Buu and Oob, when you put them together, they really do care about him, and he's going to lose less hair because of how much they care about him. He's not stressed. He knows he's going to win. He's not balding anymore. Yeah. And, aside from the hair loss and the alopecia... Excuse me. Excuse me.
Sorry.
What is this, man?
I love it. That's so good. Besides okay,
I need complete and static silence to continue with the alopecia. It's going somewhere.
Okay. everyone stop it all. I can cut it if we're quiet.
Okay.
Really good points there, Kanji. But I want to actually take it over to Dimzy now when it comes to Goku and Goku's loss to Mr. Satan. Very tragic loss, actually, in the greater sense of things, especially since Mr. Satan had just took away his fight from Beerus. What do you think that actually kind of did for Goku going forward?
What that did for Goku? Okay, firstly, it done wonders for Mr. Satan, but for Goku, wow, well, he was able to hide his true power because Goku is a very heroic character. He's not selfish at all. He doesn't want to tell people that he's this strong. And then Goku, he just wants a simple life. He's flying around, sees a fight. He's a very curious guy. And with that dive, what that dive allowed him to do is, well, firstly, it emphasized Masako Nazawa's amazing comedic scream, which I don't think 18 can do that, nor do I think Marjube can do anything close to being as good as that scream. But Goku learned that with anything, he can fool Chi-Chi, even if it means dipping back down, picking up the tractor. He can fool her, and as the hashtag will say, he's a future adulterer.
Yeah, but to be fair, if Marjube did do that scream, I think it would kind of go a bit like, "Blah!" And I think that would sound quite fun, as he stole a tractor.
A follow-up question, Dimzy. What do you think this dive for Goku actually does for his future wrestling career? Because that was a pretty convincing scream, as you said.
Oh, you watch your answer,
Firstly,
man.
wrestling is real.
Yes!
So wrestling is real. Yeah, it's real to me, damn it! And secondly,
you fight that comment. This is why Goku is my favourite character in this.
yeah, he represents the everyday man. Well, not really, but he represents all wrestlers out there. The fact that Goku is able to fool people, it really, okay, on a serious note, him showing a little slight glimpse of his acting abilities does show that, well, you know what, this guy can fool a lot of these big boy fighters down the line. And that's the reason why, purely because of that one scene, Goku was able to, and he will probably, defeat Hito in Dragon Ball Super.
Dragon Ball Super.
Why did you go Scottish?
It's pretty
Dragon
much
Ball
a
Super.
Japanese Scotsman. Dragon Ball Super.
Okay, heading over actually to Amber now. Amber, do you want to tell the people what you think actually the loss between 18 and Mr. Satan actually means for 18's character, both in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and going forward?
Okay, how should I start this? Well, we know 18's a badass. That's been established already. She's a boss. She's the woman of the family, as far as, her little family there with Krillin and, I forgot her name. Marin, sorry. So we know she's a boss. The fight between her and Mr. Satan, okay? She knows that he's a freaking loser. But at the same time, she's thinking in the back of her head, if I can get this guy to win, and I use win in quotation marks, maybe I can get something out of this. Which obviously brings us to the scene where she grabs a hold of him and says, give me twice the prize money, and I'll let you take the fight. And he's like, so he kind of contemplates it, right? He's like, should I not? And then he's finally screw it, he knows how strong 18 is. He watched her fight Mighty Mask, which of course we know is Trunks and Goten. He's like, yeah, screw it, I'll do it. So, lo and behold, the scene comes up, the two of them are fighting. She throws herself on the floor. This is my favorite scene, okay? She literally throws herself on the floor like a rag doll. So it seems like Satan really knocked her out. Then he runs up towards her as she's getting up and hits her with his, Satan Wonder Extra, whatever the hell it was called, in the face. She asks him if that's the best he can do, which, guys, this friggin' part is hilarious. He says yes, literally one word, yes. So within, a 5-second delay, she screams at the top of her lungs and throws herself out of the ring. And I'm sorry, but I think her scream was the best, because you legitimately think you actually injured her. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Okay, I love Goku, okay? Goku is one of my favorite characters, but his scream was kind of a pussy scream.
No, but
that's how I'm gonna put it, yes. Because
Goku
there's a
isn't my
difference,
favorite
okay?
character, and that scream made me his.
Goku
because of that
screams like this.
He became my favorite character. That's how good that scream was.
Like, literally, this is
Come on,
Goku
man.
scream. Like, and then
No,
it's over.
That's how.
18's literally sounds like she's being massacred as she gets thrown out of the ring. And everybody believes it. They're like, what? What the hell happened? So I'm sorry, but I think 18 had the best scream.
I want to counter. So now that everyone's had their chance to speak about their supposed why their one's superior to my one, which is completely false. But the fact of the matter is that 18, that was evil of her, man. She manipulated Mr. Satan to give her the money, whereas at least Majub and Goku were a little bit more innocent. They had a bit more playful side. That was evil, and it makes you wonder. It makes you fearful of females in general. How is 18 any good representation of females in general? People are going to be scared to date women. They're going to be scared to even fight women on an equal playing field. They're going to be like, oh my god, she's going to take all my money, divorce me, take all my money.
I won't even
So
hug my
18
girlfriend.
is a bad example
Yes.
for everything.
But the difference is, okay, she was doing it because she was supporting her family. She wanted the money for her, Krillin, and Mara, not just herself. She was thinking about her family because her words were, this would really help us out. That's exactly what she said to Krillin. It's not like, I'm going to take all the money and buy myself a fucking ring or buy myself a new Gucci purse. No, she wants it to support her whole family. So she's thinking... she's not like Goku. He's thinking about himself all the time. That's who he is. It's Goku.
No, Goku was thinking about his family, saying that if I get caught by Chi-Chi, she might divorce me. That is really forward thinking from a husband, right? That's excellent husband material. So how is that not thinking about his family?
Okay, because he's thinking about being caught by Chi-Chi, yes. But he still doesn't think about, he's only thinking about if he gets caught by her. That's it. He's not thinking about anything. See, okay, like I said, I love Goku to death, but I don't even think Goku knows what the word fucking divorce means.
Oh!
That's true.
So, the last thing on the thing on his mind is, oh shit, Chi-Chi's gonna catch me and I'm gonna go a week without food.
Fucking shit's getting personal now. The education's coming into this.
No, whereas 18, okay, she knows they're struggling living with Master Roshi. I mean, come on. They barely have anything over there. So she sees it as an opportunity to better her family and better her lifestyle. So of course she's going to take the money.
I'm just going to jump in here. I'm just going to jump in here and kind of shift the argument back to both Dimzy and Kanji. What do you two, and maybe we'll put some footage up there for the viewers at home, what do you guys think of this supposed footage of actually Mr. Satan in advance actually paying off both Goku, Boo, and Oob to actually take the dive in the future, as we saw on both Dragon Ball Super and in GT and Dragon Ball Z?
I think these allegations are false and I want a lawyer.
Well, Goku got a lawyer and it's Goten, but the fact of the matter is, it kind of supports my argument even more. Amber's going on about how 18 was so noble and Goku's quite stupid. No, Goku has a dark side, and this dark side is fully expressed. He has a price. Everyone has a price, and yeah, Goku got paid off. So what? He wants to be a little bit evil. People wanted evil Goku. You got evil Goku.
I think both of you are kind of seriously underestimating the power of Mr. Satan's alopecia, because that side of the argument.
Oh my days! What the hell was that?
I'm sorry, it's just...
No, because
See, look, Kanji, your side of the argument. I think I'm gonna be siding with Amber and say that Majub's little thing was rank 3. It was the lowest, and then it's 18's dive, and then of course the top one is Goku's dive, and she agrees with me. I'm sure. Yeah.
That's sarcastic, by the way.
See, that's really
Yeah, we'll
interesting,
see.
but I think the real reason you're saying that is because deep down inside you know that Oob was actually going to beat Mr. Satan in the was it the 31st World Martial Arts Tournament? I need my lawyer.
Yes.
He needs to give me the details and facts. But yeah, in that fight, we knew that Oob was gonna win, and it was Majin Buu's goodness inside. And if Majin Buu's fat goodness hadn't been poisoning Oob's mind, then he would have taken that victory and he would be the new champion. But because Majin Buu was there, he held it back and he gave Mr. Satan a chance to. And this is, answering part of the question that Mark or Real to Real Pro had asked earlier. What the benefit was to Mr. Satan, aside from his alopecia, and aside from his alopecia, it gave him a few more days as a glory hog. He got to stand on top of the world and go, "Everybody, I'm the fucking champion!" in those exact words. And that was where, people started to look up to him, and that's why Pan, grows a mustache and gets an afro when she's older, as seen in Dragon Ball Z.
Alright, you know what? Amber, take the floor because I got my ammunition ready to KO both of you after you're done.
Oh!
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
What else can I say? I mean, I gotta take a minute here.
Well,
Okay.
whilst you're preparing, okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was always going to say was how many of you can say that you would have beaten Mr. Satan dressed as a piece of fruit? Just think about that. Just let that sink in. just think. Papaya Man for president, 2016. That's what I'm saying.
You know what? 18 very well could have put on an outfit herself. So, I mean, that
But she
logic
didn't.
is kind of out the window. So,
But she didn't. And I am.
but she could have.
Not me.
That's the statement. She could have.
I am yet to see the proof of this. I have never
Alright,
seen.
you know what?
I have never seen 18 dressed as a pineapple. And although a lot of people would probably pay quite a lot of money to see that, it is besides the point. What we saw was Oob dressed as a papaya. Is that a fucking fruit? I'm just arguing this, but I don't even fucking know what that thing is.
It's a burger.
Don't fuck with me, Dimzy!
I'm telling you, trust me, it's a burger, man.
I need my lawyer.
Alright, okay, listen. I want to be a little bit serious here, yeah? And say that Goku's scream and that whole scene itself was the funniest out of your respected sides or your respected point of the argument. 18's fall wasn't funnier than Goku's scream, dip, pull out the tractor, out he goes. Chi-Chi's like, what the hell just happened? And Marju was, if anything, it was very serious. It wasn't even funny. It was Oob trying to be the hero, and then
It was emotional.
Boo showing his Boo. How was that emotional?
Ow!
Boo just being Boo. He was just, Satan owns me. He signed his soul over with Candy or whatever. Yeah, how devilish he is. And
Candy or Kanji?
whereas Goku, who
Because I think he kind of did both.
Kanji, yeah. But the thing is, look, it was a funny scene with Goku and Hercule during Super. It complemented the scene with the what they call it. It completed that silly scene between Hercule versus the cat humanoid aliens. What are they? The ambassadors of the snacking people or something. It really. That's the name. I'm sure that's the name.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
But
Maybe.
the thing is, well, you know what? Let that be the name now. And the fact of the matter is that it complemented a scene that was already funny before, and it was even funnier. It was at the pinnacle of a mountain of humor.
Oh man.
So
Well, let me tell you why.
argue that.
I'll argue that shit. Right. Let me tell you why that is just irrelevant, because the Snack and Schwarzeneggers or whatever, that was all funny with. That was all funny with 18. Both of those scenes were funny, but emotion in Majub's scene was, Majin Buu was dead. My screensaver's come up. Hang on. Okay, Majin Buu was dead, right? He was he's part of Oob now. He's never gonna see Mr. Satan again with his own eyes. Just let that sink in. And he still managed to find a way to stop Oob from defeating him. Their love, Real to Real, you did a video about bromances. What about Mr. Boo and Mr. Satan? Where's that bromance? Because he stopped.
I have to agree with him.
He stopped
Where's that
him.
bromance?
He stopped him. And
Yeah.
if you did not get a lump in your throat during that scene, then you're probably a man. But if you did not get a lump in your throat in that scene, then you just don't understand what it's like to have a true friend. A true fat boo friend.
Look at you pulling out all the stops. But here's my point.
I agree in the sense that her fight was not as funny, but with that being said, hers was the most realistic, like the most believable. Because like I said, when she fell and she screamed, it legitimately sounded like she was injured. Goku was just like,
are you honest?
You know what I mean? Like, his is so fake.
After a 5-second gap.
Realistic? Are you honestly telling me the fat person inside of you has never stopped you from hitting a hairy man before? Don't talk about realism with me when the fat person inside you will stop you from hitting a man with alopecia.
Well, at least Marwan, there was a man-child who was very innocent. He's trying to learn the ropes of how to be an adulterer because he's, scoping out the other females because he's tired of Chi-Chi. So...
Yeah, but yours also had Snack and Schnickers or whatever they're called.
These guys, yeah, let me tell you one thing, yeah. 18's fight between Hercule as well as Marju's fight between Hercule, they were too serious. We don't want to see serious in these scenes. What's the point of having a serious scene with some sort of emotional weight? We don't want no emotional weight. It's supposed to be silly, funny, and as it's supposed to be, a filler. Marju was... Look, I don't want a TMI. Why the hell would I want to cry during a scene where Hercule's winning?
Yeah, but he did it dressed as a fruit. What's funnier than that?
Yeah, but...
Fruit is funny.
But the funny part is that
let me tell you what,
18 didn't have to throw the fight. She could have whipped his ass in 2 seconds. But she chose to let him, and she chose to let him win in a funny way because she literally just flops like a rag doll.
No, but it was part of the overall context of she's blackmailing him to get more money, and that's bloody evil, and that's so serious.
But I rest my case though. She did it for her family. She's not doing it for herself. She's not being selfish and and wanting to spend it on herself. She wants it for her family to better her family because she's a good mom, okay?
The whole reason Goku went there in the first place is because he wanted to get his tractor fixed. Just think about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's my point. It's your scenarios are too serious. It's not supposed to be serious. Okay, let me tell you one thing, and I don't care. You guys have to agree with me on this, and I know Mark will, even though if he says no. Yeah, Fat Boo, when he spoke during his act, oh my God, you don't, and when he's speaking in high pitched voice, he was stringing along full sentences and words. Fat Boo is not supposed to talk properly. It felt weird. It felt weird that he was talking properly, and I was like, when did he learn how to speak proper English?
Don't start bringing his education into this because that's going too far.
Yeah.
He went to a good school in Oob's head. It was an Uberversity.
But that's...
Okay, but can I point something out about the whole tractor thing with Goku? The only reason why Goku was doing that, was working on the farm, is because he had to. Not because he wants to help his family out, but because Chi-Chi was forcing him to. There's a difference between wanting to help your family and having to help your family. Huge difference. Ow.
Yeah, but what's more beautiful than a relationship which is completely where the husband is utterly submitted to the dominant wife? Come on, it is very, very telling in society as well. It gives a positive message to show that, look, you be scared of your wife. Be scared of your wife. If you want to help your relationship, be scared and do what she says.
Can we take a second to think about what would happen after the events? So let's just say that 18 had beaten Mr. Satan. 18 would have been the champion. It would have been kind of boring because she'd have never lost. And then if Goku had gone through and thrown the fight the way he intended to throw the fight, we would have had to sit through 20 minutes of him watching, of Goku watching Mr. Satan fix his tractor in the next episode. Now, I don't know about you. I mean, parts of Dragon Ball Super have been abysmal, but I have preferred them to watching some sort of Top Gear twist on fixing a tractor.
It would have good animation though.
It would have good animation. I will give you that.
Because remember, Dragon Ball Super are really good at animating food. I'm sure they can animate automotive parts as well.
Let's
So,
not forget about that.
That's your argument, Dad.
Oh! I was about to stick up for you just then and agree with you, but you know what? No.
I don't want you to stick up for me. I'm the winner. You guys are all losers. I'm the winner.
Okay, guys, with that, this is getting a bit long. Guys, if you've gotten this far, you've had just as much fun as we have with that. Please make sure to tell us in the comment section below. We know this is a bit crazy and really kind of all over the place, but we hope you liked it. Remember to vote in the comment section below.
Yeah,
That's right.
Just
To interject. No. Just to interject. Remember,
no.
whoever you're voting for, it's hashtag papaya. That's just.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, okay. How about we all have at least one sentence where we rest our cases?
Okay, that's fine. Everyone, at this point, like, everyone just kind of rest their cases. We're gonna start going backwards. So Amber, you're gonna start first, then Dimzy, and then Kanji.
What can I say? I mean, I've said everything I need to say, basically. I think 18 took the dive better than Goku, Pussy, and Oob.
Yeah, you be careful what you say about Oob.
And it comes down to family. I know I'm a girl, I'm gonna say it comes down to family, but it does. I mean, we don't get to see stuff like that often, and when stuff like that happens with 18, with Gohan, with Videl, I mean, I live for that shit, so 18 all the way, 18 for president, just saying. And, yeah, so 18's gonna win, that's all I have to say. Rest my case. Case in point.
Dimzy?
So to tell and convince and confirm why you guys should write hashtag adulterer is the fact that this scene between Goku and Hercule was a very comedic scene. Unlike 18 and Marjub's scene, it was too serious. It had too much weight on the whole situation itself. Yes, 18 was sticking up for her family, etc. But Goku's doing it for his family. He's farming. Why should Goku, a Super Saiyan who just saved the universe, he's farming. He's farming, you know why? For his family. And do you know why he's farming for his family? Because of his wife. He is caring for his wife, putting his wife on a pedestal and utterly submitting. And that's why if you support equal rights, if you support any decency as a human, where you like the funny stuff and you don't like the serious stuff, you want to have a laugh, like Kanji's probably been laughing all video long, vote Goku. Because you know what it is? Because you know why? It's Goku time.
Kanji?
Well, as we're quoting songs right now, I'd just like to say that if you believe in papayas, if you believe in hashtag papaya, then you will believe in Drake, and we all started from the bottom, now we're here. Because Oob could have... just one more point, right, just one more point. Right, Mr. Satan was at his eldest when Oob still threw the fight to him, because his heart told him that he didn't want to beat up an old man with alopecia. He decided that he would stand his ground, go into it, but then Fat Boo was all like, no! And just bitch slapped him, and he was... and he, like, bitch slapped him.
But...
Oh.
Oh, no, but Amber just told me that GT isn't canon, so what's your point?
Well...
GT's not canon. Stop using your head canon. What's your problem, huh?
Well,
huh?
then
you haven't even watched it subbed, innit? You haven't even read the manga.
The whole reason behind this is exactly why I think that Goku is the guy who should be the winner of this, because because Goku is like really good and his scream is really funny, and he stole a tractor.
Anyway.
Done.
Okay, guys. So I really hope you actually you liked what everyone had to say here, stuck with us this long. It's been a little long one, but I hope we've had fun. Everyone who's been on this video will be in the description below. You should really go check them out. If you want to see more of stuff like this, more silly kind of Dragon Ball debate kind of concepts like this, make sure to tell us below and tell us who you think won or who you think made the best dive in Dragon Ball in history of Dragon Ball, and everyone taking the dive and the L's from Mr. Satan. Anyway, guys, have a really nice day, and bye.
Bye!
I love that.
Bye.